I want us to understand the mysteries behind abuse. Number one, abuse will reduce your lifespan. Abuse made that woman to be a slave in a world of freedom, in a world of her own, in a world of the nation, in a world where she finds herself, her own space. She becomes a slave in there because of this abusive relationship that they find themselves in. Abuse makes most women to regret their existence. The worst thing that a man can do to a woman to make them to regret why they were born. Don't do that if you are a man listening. Do not. Hey, you have your mothers, they are women. You have your siblings, sisters. You have daughters. You have all of those things. Don't do that. That is the worst thing that you can do to that woman. That is the worst thing you, a man, can do to that woman. To bring her in that regret form. Why I was born, I don't even know. What is the purpose of living? Don't do that. Most women are beaten by their husbands. Physical abuse, that is how we called it. Men, it is not right to lay hand on your wife. Very wrong. Treating somebody in that cruelty and violence, that is abuse. Physical abuse. You don't do that. Don't take the law in your own hand. Okay, they might have done something to you, but don't take the law in your own hand. It is very, very wrong. No matter what it is, no matter what's the condition, no matter what's the situation, it is wrong. It is wrong to do that. It is wrong for you to take the law in your own hand. I'm not saying that women are free to do whatever they want to do. That's not what I'm saying. It's no. It's no. Most women, sometimes they are something else. Most women, sometimes they are doing crazy stuff that you can't even imagine of. But to lay hand on a woman, super wrong. Don't do that. You are taking the laws in your own hands. There are so many ways to deal with the craziness of a woman. Instead of you taking the law in your own hand, no. Two wrongs can make a right. Sometimes really, some women, they can do something foolish. If that woman does something foolish, you take the law in your own hands. You are more guilty than her. You are the super guilty one in there. Instead of you to expire somebody's child, return them back to their parents. Don't expire somebody's child. Don't do that. Yes, God said that he hates divorce. But for the sake of the wickedness of man, God told Moses, instead of that man to expire somebody's child, let them write a letter of divorce and let them sign it. Instead of you get into that trouble, instead of you get into that sin, instead of you expire somebody's child, write a certificate and sign it. It is more honorable to do that. God did that because the life of every man is so precious to God. It is. The life of every man is super precious to God. The original plan of God in this thing that we call marriage is that until death do us part. That was the original purpose, plan of God. I tell you, some are very, very wicked. Since they know that this woman is so religious, I say, oh, until death, for better or for worse. Some men, because of the wicked nature in them, they will say, with all of these things that I'm doing to this one, she doesn't want to go. All of these things that I'm doing to her, she doesn't want to go. Okay. She said, until death do us part. You see that death? she will surely get. That's what they will do. They will do stuff. They become so cruel, violence, until bad thing happen. They will abuse you in segments. They will do stuff. Some men, their wives will be sick. They will leave them. They will ignore them and go somewhere else. So many things are happening in families that mouth cannot talk about. So many things. And 80% of this abuse out there, women don't have the courage to say it out. They don't have the courage to talk about it. They do not have this courage. Some because, for sentimental reasons. Some because of family background, or some because of cultural background, some because of religion, some because of emotional blackmail, some because of fear of how will I survive without this man. Some because of judgments that people will cause them with. These things have kept these women not talking, kept these women dying, expiring slowly in their corner, and they are not talking. Some women, when they talk, they are going to, if they talk what they are going through, the judgment is so great over their lives. And the worst of this thing, these same people that are judging these people, and when something bad happens down the road, if this woman don't talk, they'll be they say, she should have said something. Oh, she should have said something. The same that said Hosanna, they will be the one to crucify it again. The same is happening every day. No man has the right to take the law in their own hands. Oh, this woman is cheating on me. That's why I'm doing this. Oh, this woman is talking back when I'm talking. Oh, this woman don't have respect. Oh, this woman. Yes, some wives can commit serious sin. Some wife can do too much things against the husband. But you don't have no right to take the law in your own hands. You don't have no right. There are so many things else to do. God himself, he knows. God himself, his original plan is to make marriage to work. He said for better or for worse. He said until death do us part. But remember, God still understands that I make this law to a wicked generation. God himself, he knew it is so difficult for a man to cope when they caught their wives with another man in bed. He knows. He knew it. It is easier for some women, though it is hard thing, but it is easier for some women, to forgive. Certain women, they can forgive. They can forgive their cheating husbands. They can forgive them. It is very, very super difficult when a man caught their wives with another man in bed. Very hard. It is the hardest thing for that man to forgive that woman. It is. And that was the reason scripture says the only reason that the man would put away his wife, except in the place of fornication, that is adultery. That is only that place. He said, but if you can forgive, it is still okay. So in other words, God is talking about forgiveness in all things. In all things is talking about forgiveness. God says, I know men. I know men. I know these my men. I know them. It is difficult for them to forgive in that area. So instead of you to kill somebody's child, instead of you to expire a woman, instead of you to keep her in that place and destroy her, separate. Separate. He knows. He knew it is difficult. Instead of you to finish somebody's child, separate. Let there be a set apart. Go see if you can think about it and forgive. Go see what you can bring out of it. Go out, go set yourself apart and see. Set yourself apart and see. If you know that you can forgive, that's fine. If you can't, let her go. It's more honorable. Instead of you to destroy that woman, instead of you judge that woman, allow God to judge her. You allow God to judge her. Don't judge her before her maker. Don't do that. Instead of you to finish her until she expires, let her go. Instead of you to abuse somebody's child until death, please let her go. Don't expire somebody's child in the name of marriage. Don't do that.